The QuoteWerks Web Layout Designer gives users the ability to design how they want their printed quotes to look. Part of this is being able to format the printing of different line types using different formatting and information. Usually we'll just modify an existing sample layout to make these changes, but in this video we are going to show you how to create the sections and all of the elements from scratch to ensure you have a good understanding of how it all works. Just like previously covered text objects, section objects are another key component in the Layout Designer. They're used to print header information and then cycle through all line items on the document. To insert a section, click on the section icon and drag it into the designer. This creates a section line items object in the Object Explorer. Sections have a header, a body, and a footer. You will notice that the header and body object have also been added to the Object Explorer and the footer is disabled by default. You will also notice that sections by default reference the DI data source. This means that the section will print item information from the document items table in QuoteWerks. The header is printed at the beginning of the document and at the top of each page, while the body contains all of the line item information. The body is used to print each line from the document and can be organized in a way that prints different line types with different formatting. Footers print at the end of the document, but for the purpose of this demonstration, we will leave them disabled. To begin building our section to print line item information, we will create column headers, and this is done by inserting text labels into the section header. We only need the header to be large enough to accommodate these text boxes, so we will adjust the height of the header. To do so, click on the header object in the Object Explorer and adjust the value in the height text box. We will adjust this value to 20. We also want the header to print on each page, so we will select the checkbox next to Repeat Header. We can now start dragging our text objects into the header to create our column headings. To populate the text objects with text, click into the text box under the object's properties and type in the value you would like to use. We will start with quantity, then description, then price, then extended price. As we add these text objects to the designer, we will use the sizing handles to distribute them across the layout. Another design element used in the Layout Designer is frames. Frames are used to create containers that group multiple objects. Frames can have a label, and they are generally good practice to use when organizing your layout. We want to start building out the body of our section so that it will print the line items based on their line type. To do so, we will insert a frame by clicking on and dragging it into the body of our section. We will resize the frame by adjusting its height to 20 and using the resizing handles to span the frame across our layout. We want this frame to contain the formatting for and only print our comment lines. To set this up, we will first give the frame a name, which is done by inputting the name into the label field in the frame's object properties. We will name this frame Comments. Two other useful frame settings that we want to select are under Print Settings, Remove when empty, and Shrink to content height. This will ensure there is no unnecessary white space on our layout when it prints. Next, we want to insert a table which will be used to house our comment line fields and formatting. We will click on the table icon and drag it into the frame that we just created. We want this table to have one row, 2 columns, and no header, so we will leave the number of columns as 2 and toggle off the header in the table's object properties. We will double-click into the first cell of our table and resize it to align with the quantity label we created. We will then click into the second cell and span it across the rest of the layout. We will click out of the cell and back into the table and remove the borders by setting borders to none in the Style section of the object's properties. Next, we will double-click back into the second cell of our table and insert a data field. Clicking into the cell opens the object's properties. We will click Choose Field under the text box and search for Description. As we make our selection, you will notice that the field is inserted into the cell with a preceding $sign and the field name in brackets. This indicates that the field is a data field and when printed will be replaced with the values from the QuoteWerks document. Next, we want to make sure that only comment lines print with this table's formatting, and this is done using a printf statement. To do so, click on the body object under the table contained in the Comments frame in the Object Explorer. Open Print Settings and under printf, click on Choose Field. Here we want to create an expression that tells the Layout Designer to only print this line if the line type is equal to comment. We will first search for line type and select it. This inserts the line type macro into the printf box. We will then type 2 equal signs, which in the Layout Designer means equal to. Note that if we wanted, we could use other Python operators. For example, we could use an exclamation mark, then an equal sign if we wanted our line type to not equal a value. We will click back on Choose Field, but this time we will search for comment. We want the line type to be equal to a comment, so we will select the con.typeComment field, and when we do, it is inserted into the printf field. Our expression now indicates for the system to print this line with the designated formatting when the line type is equal to a comment. If we preview the layout, we can see that the headings have printed along with the comment lines from our open document. Note that no other line types have printed. To have those print, we will need to insert more frames, tables, and create other printf statements. Next, we will create a table and frame that prints our products and services. To do so, we will follow the same process as before, inserting a frame, then a table. We will name this frame product/service, and we will select remove when empty and shrink the content height. We will leave some real estate in the frame below our table, as we will use this later to insert a picture. This time we want our table to have 4 columns and 1 row, so we will click into the table and toggle the header off and adjust the columns value to 4. We will resize each of our cells by clicking into them and using the sizing handles to match the size of our headings. We will also select the table and under Style in the Object Properties, set the borders to none. Now we can populate our cells with data fields by clicking into the cell, selecting Choose Field in the Object's Properties, and searching for the field we would like to use. For our quantity column, we will search for QTY base, description for description, unit price for price, and extended price for extended price. As we make our selections, the cells populate with the macro representing the field that will be pulled in from the document. If we preview the document again, you will note that our products and services are printing, but our comment line is now duplicated. This is because based on our printf statement, the comments are printing using the first row's formatting, and they are also printing using the second row's formatting because we have not yet created a printf statement defining which line types we want to print. To resolve this, we will need to create a printf statement which only prints product/service line types using the second row's formatting. To do so, click on the body object under the table contained in the product/service frame in the Object Explorer. We will click on Choose Field and search for and select line type. We will insert 2 equal signs and then search for product and select con.typeProductService. This expression will make it so that only product/service line types will print using this row's formatting. If we preview the document again, we see that all line items are being printed once, and this is because our printf statements have been set up so that each line type uses only the formatting from its designated table. Lastly, we want to insert an image field that will pull in the item image from the system. To do so, drag and drop the image icon into the designer. Reposition and resize it so that it is in the product service frame and below the description field. We want this image to print anytime the item has a picture associated with it and has the print picture attribute selected. This is done by inserting a picture field and creating a printf statement that only prints the picture when the item has a print picture attribute selected. With our image object selected, we will go to the image object properties and click on Choose Field. We will search for picture and insert the picture file field. This will pull the image in for the item when printed if one exists. We will then click on Choose Field under printf. Here we will search for line attributes and select it. We will then insert 2 equal signs, then click on Choose Field one more time. We will search for picture and select con.attribute_print_picture. This expression tells the system to print the picture only if the item has the print picture attribute selected. One last thing we want to do is enable remove when empty. This will ensure that when a picture does not exist, the system will not leave blank space in its place. If we preview the document one last time, we can see that the comment and product/service lines are printing, along with a picture for items that have one associated with it. Thank you for watching this video. If you have questions or would like to learn more about the QuoteWerks Layout Designer, contact our team at 407-248-1481.